Ever wanted to see a luxury SUV with over 350 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque? Well, your dreams might just turn into reality, as Lexus has recently announced the release of an all-new luxury SUV, and it looks to be something really special. The engineers at Lexus have used all the tricks in the book to make something really practical, pretty, and powerful. And in this video, we'll explore everything about the new RX 500h, from engines to infotainment. So what are we waiting for? The RX design has always been successful for Lexus, but it seems like the company is making some serious changes to the 2023 model that are sure to revolutionize both the company and the luxury SUV market. These changes appear everywhere from the design to the engine. At the front of the RX 500h, there'll be a new spindle grille design, which gives the luxury SUV a menacing and powerful look. This design is a first for the company, and it's nothing short of beautiful. The CEO has stated that the grille expresses a sense of electrified power and a low center of gravity. Elsewhere, the design of the RX 500h has been changed radically. The bonnet has been extended, giving the car a more coupe-like look. The wheelbase has also been lengthened by 60 mm and the roofline lowered by around 10 mm. Couple all this with Lexus' signature floating roof, and the new design makes the RX 500h look more like a supercar than an SUV. The RX 500h's headlights have been made to look sharper and a little smaller, adding to the sporty look of the RX 500h. The same is true for the taillights, which help to make the vehicle look even more menacing. The RX 500h will also be the first model to sport the new Lexus badge at the back. The interior design of the RX 500h is also completely new. The company has opted for a Tazuna cockpit concept. Tazuna is a Japanese word, which means reins of a horse, which suggests that RX 500h will put the driver in control of as much as possible. For example, this cockpit will be loaded with a multi-info display, tons of gauges and buttons, as well as a heads-up display, conveniently placed so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. If the technology is anything the company is hyping it up to be, drivers are in for a real treat. As for the rest of the cabin, the designers opted for a minimal yet luxurious design. The front seat array has been redeveloped to allow for better accessibility. This was one of the biggest complaints about the 2022 variant, and it's nice to see the company responding to the criticism. The trim is made of vegan leather, and everything from the seats to the steering wheel will be covered. There are two color options too, black or ammonite sand. A final excellent aesthetic feature is the new Lexus Mood Selector, which allows passengers to change the ambient lighting to one of any 64 different colors. As for practicality and storage space, Lexus looks to impress again. They've redesigned virtually everything in the pursuit of more storage space. The seats are now easier to fold and take up less room. The boot is 50 mm longer, and the loading height has been lowered by 30 mm for convenience. Perhaps the most shocking feature of the 2023 Lexus RX 500h is the hybrid engine underneath the hood. This will be Lexus' first ever turbocharged hybrid car, and the performance looks incredible. The RX 500h will be powered by a 2.4-liter turbocharged petrol engine. By itself, this engine produces a respectable 371 horsepower. It makes the RX 500h feel punchy and sharp, and would probably handle just fine by itself. However, at the rear, Lexus has opted for an 80kW e-axle hybrid package. This takes the RX 500h's power from impressive to downright unbelievable. Combined, the RX 500h will be able to accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour in under 6 seconds, making the car one of the fastest luxury SUVs on the market. Top speed hasn't been confirmed just yet, but expected to be just as staggering. So not only will the 2023 RX 500h look like a supercar, but it'll perform like one too. The engine will also be much better for the environment than a standard gasoline system. Lexus has quoted a fuel consumption of around 8.3 liters per 100 kilometers and a CO2 emission rate of 189 grams per kilometer. This makes the RX 500h a great choice if you're conscious about your carbon footprint. As for power delivery, Lexus has opted for direct 4 drive force technology. Most recently used on the RZ450e model, this system uses advanced technology to balance torque between the axles, giving the vehicle optimum performance no matter what the terrain or driving condition. Direct 4 also improves handling at higher speeds and, thanks to the torque leveling, ensures a comfy ride no matter the conditions. With all that speed, you'll want a good set of brakes underneath you. Luckily, Lexus hasn't disappointed in this regard. There are brake calipers on all 4 wheels, allowing the RX 500h to stop ridiculously quickly. It also allows for dynamic rear steering, which helps the driver to maintain the perfect angle around corners. The amount of technology that Lexus has crammed into the 2023 RX 500h is simply staggering. The company has stated that the technology is human-centered and will provide greater comfort and convenience to every driver. For instance, the RX 500h comes equipped with a digital rear-view camera to replace the traditional rear-view mirror. The main advantage of this camera is that it will enable the driver to see in all conditions without any obstructions. You'll also be able to find a handy parking camera and sensor at the rear. There's also a new digital panoramic view monitor, which will provide a complete view around the vehicle thanks to cameras placed underneath the car. This system is very similar to Tesla's, and you'll even be able to see your car in comparison to the road on your infotainment screen. This will make the RX 500h much more manageable in tighter spaces, greatly improving driver comfort and convenience. There's also a self-park system, which makes use of the cameras installed for the panoramic view monitor. Simply push a button and the RX 500h will reverse and brake by itself, allowing you to sit back and let the car do the hard work. Lexus has also blown us away with their infotainment system. The screen itself will be 14 inches, fully touchscreen, and will feature sharp and crisp graphics. The system's CPU is also 3 times as quick as the last generation, so you can expect the new infotainment system to be even more responsive. There's also a new voice assistant. All you'll have to do is say, "Hey Lexus," give a command, and the car will take care of the rest.
Aaron Smith. Mobile, if that's correct.
Voice assist features in cars are notoriously poor, but Lexus has assured its audience that its version will be better than the rest, and convenient rather than frustrating. The infotainment system is compatible with both Apple and Android phones. Bluetooth connectivity will allow you to play your music and take calls. There's also a wireless charging pad, which will be 50% more effective than last year's design. If you love to blast music as you're driving, then you'll love the RX 500h's sound system. Models will be fitted with 21 speakers that have been designed from the ground up for use in the RX 500h. The company hasn't released much information regarding the RX 500h's price and release date, but we can make a few educated guesses. Expect the model to cost around $60,000, with top trim levels costing up to $70,000 or more. As for the release date, Lexus is looking to start selling at the end of 2022. So, if you want to get your hands on one, you might want to try and get on the waiting list, because one thing's for sure, the 2023 RX 500h is going to be incredibly popular. So that's everything you need to know about the all-new 2023 Lexus RX 500h luxury SUV. This car is sure to completely shake up the SUV space, providing stiff competition to the likes of the Tesla Model X, Kia Telluride, and Audi Q7. The RX 500h might even face competition from the sports car market thanks to its incredible performance.